Hey everybody, so I was just getting ready to swap out the props on my 5-inch freestyle build, and I figured now would be a good time to make a video kind of comparing the differences in sound and top end that you would get as you increase the pitch. I've got 6 different sets that I'm going to try today. I've got 4 sets of tri-blades, a set of bi-blades, and then a set of these Foxeer Toroidal props that I haven't put on anything yet, so it'll be kind of interesting to see how they handle and how they work. For the build, this is just a generic Mark IV 5-inch frame with an F722 flight controller, 60 amp PSC. The camera is a CAD-X Ratel 2, and the motors are SOMC 2306s, 2800 kV. It's a 4S build, and I've got 4 of these Z 1500 milliamp hour 4S batteries. They're all the same age, they're all the same health, so they should all be on the same page. So what I'm thinking I'll do is, for each set of props, I'll put a freshly charged battery on it, and I'll do a couple passes in either direction outside, you know, kind of get an idea of, kind of get a recording of what it sounds like, maybe what it looks like. I'll do a hover in front of the cam, see if we can notice any differences in sound just from a hover perspective. And yeah, just more importantly though, see how fast we can get it going. So for the tri-blades, I've got 5131s, which are what's on it now, which are pretty low pitch props, 5136s, 5146s, and then these Azure Power 5150s, which I like these. I've had these on there a few times. The bi-blades are 5152s. I've tried these one time out of curiosity. They are very aggressive and they sound like a warplane. And then the toroidal props are 5145s, and again, I haven't tried these yet, so we'll see. But yeah, let me set everything up outside. I'll get a sat lock off of another battery, and we'll see what kind of results we get. So just for a quick example on prop pitch, if you're unfamiliar with the way this works, the higher the pitch, the steeper the blades are on the prop. So on this one, these are both Gemfan Hurricane 5.1 inch props. So they're the same style, same design, just the one on top, the pink one, is a 4.6, the one on the bottom is a 3.6, and you can see that there's more material on the top one than there is on the bottom one if you hold them side by side. It catches more air, so to speak, as it spins. It's got a higher pitch, it's steeper. And the numbers, what they mean is as you spin, as the prop spins, theoretically, for one full rotation, so now this is a 5146, for one full rotation, this should move forward 4.6 inches. That's what that number means. So if you were to start here and move through a solid, like as if it were a screw, it should move forward 4.6 inches, whereas this one, being a 3.6, as it moves forward, should go forward 3.6 inches, which, when you think about it, that's a pretty big difference just between these two props themselves. I mean, that's like, what, around 30% more distance just per rotation on the props. But now, of course, the thicker or the higher the pitch, the harder it's going to be for the motors to spin them up immediately. But all other things being equal, given the same RPM, you're going to go faster with the higher pitch because it's moving more air per rotation. So actually, instead of using another Lipo to get my sat lock, I just use this bench power supply that I've got with some leads that go up to a soldered XT60 connector, and you can put adapters on it. But that just makes it really convenient, especially if you're into DIY stuff, drones. It's just real easy to be able to hook it up to the power supply, get an idea of, you know, how much current you're pulling, helps you calibrate certain things, and it's just nice not having to always have a Lipo hooked up. So this is me in the future, actually. As I was looking over the videos, I realized that even though it wasn't really the intention, I didn't really get the drone visually in any of the flyovers. It was really just more about the sound, but I couldn't just make a video and do that and not have at least one fly over it in frame. So I'm going to set this up. I got the 51366s back on it, and yeah, I'll show you what it looks like when it flies across at 95 miles an hour, because 95, I normally don't see it either because I got the goggles on. So yeah, let me get this set up again. Alright, I've got this thing pretty vertical now, so hopefully I can catch it in frame this time. Alright, I think I got it that time. Alright, first up, got the 5131s. Just launch it right in the grass, right in front of it. Let's see what we get. The old 31s actually kind of surprised me. I haven't hit 90 on them before, but I think I was with a gust of wind. So let me go ahead and change it out for the 36s, and we'll do it again. Alright, got a fresh Lipo on it. Now we'll do it with the 5136s. Too bad. It seemed to consistently hit 90 a little bit better, but let's bump it on up a little bit more. Let's go to the 5146s now. All right, now for the 5146s. Well, 51466s. So 94, not too bad. All right, the Azure Power 5150s. Alright, so it looks like we got 96 on those. If I put the 850 milliamp hour battery on there, it'll usually hit 100, but we also got the wind. But we'll see. I'll get triple digits by the end of this video. Alright, this is actually take 2 with the 5152 bi-blades because I forgot to hit record on the goggles and I hit 101. So, bi-blade 5152s. Goggles are recording this time. My neighbors are going to love me. On the dot. And we have no wind right now, so I think that was a fair 100. Maybe I had a gust that boosted me up to 101 last time. Alright, now for the toroidal props. This should be interesting. Alright, last but not least is these Foxeer Donut toroidal 5145 props. So this is a new one for me, so it should be pretty interesting. Hopefully a blade of grass doesn't destroy them as soon as I try to launch it. Honestly, I'm kind of impressed. They felt pretty good, and they're pretty quick. People talk about how fragile they can be once these tips break, and so, I don't know. Definitely interesting, and they do seem like they're a lot quieter. I don't know, but yeah, so there's the comparison. Hopefully hopefully when I go to put this on the computer, all the sound and everything translates well enough where you can hear a difference, and hopefully maybe you learn something from it. Anyway, thanks for checking it out.